Modern skyscrapers, busy streets, talents from all over the world. This is the modern, young, and vibrant Shenzhen. Beneath the modernity of the city lies a treasure trove of traditions passed down through generations. Follow us as we delve deep into the local communities, where we encounter the custodians of heritage who strive to keep the flames of their ancestral craft burning bright. I am Rafael, a traveler from Venezuela, and I am here to discover and pay tribute to Shenzhen's intangible cultural heritage. I want to learn from them. So, as a new disciple, how should I address my teachers? In Shenzhen's Longgang district lies the enchanting and time-honored Hakka village of Gangkang. This picturesque settlement is one of the 10 ancient Hakka villages of the city. Pretty hot outside, isn't it? Let's find a shelter in the bamboo groves.
About 200 years ago, Hakka bamboo hat craftsmanship was introduced to Gangkang from Fujian province in southeast China. The production of bamboo hats had reached its peak in the 1960s to 1970s, with hats being imported to Southeast Asia, Europe, and other regions of the world. However, the thunder of bamboo hats was gradually stolen by the popularization of affordable canvas sun hats in the 1980s. The complexity of manufacturing techniques and processes led to low productivity and high cost, making the bamboo hat lose its market appeal. As a result, there are only a few hat makers left in Gangkang. In a bid to protect the skill, the craftsmanship of Gangkang Hakka bamboo hats was included in the list of Guangdong's provincial intangible cultural heritage in 2013. Hakka bamboo hats, called liangmiao in Chinese, meaning cool hat, are made from bamboo that grows in the mountains of the Gangkang Liangmiao village in Longgang district. This kind of bamboo stands out for its impressively lengthy canes, spanning between 80 to 120 centimeters in size. Zhang Ruijing is one of the few young hat makers in the village. Seasoned hat maker Zhang Guanqian teaches Zhang how to make bamboo hats. He tells Zhang that bamboo aged between 1 to 2 years possesses a desirable combination of thinness, durability, and suppleness.
你好.
This unique quality facilitates effortless slicing, rendering it an ideal choice for crafting hats.
Shifu, 我可以叫你师傅吗？
可以呀，但是你要有兴趣，要有耐心，要坐得住。
Creating Hakka bamboo hats involves intricately detailed techniques and processes. Typically, a total of 33 steps are undertaken to transform locally sourced bamboo into these exquisite hats. One of the steps, yao mia, which means tearing the bamboo slices with teeth, is a patrimonial art in Liangmiao village. The slice that Zhang tore with his teeth is as thin as paper.
他是第一次接触，应该已经很不错了，特别是这个咬面这个，他一学就学会了，完成得很好。
Zhu Xiang is one of the best hat weavers in Gangkang. She is skilled in weaving the hats in two traditional patterns, namely starry sky and ermii flowers. The prepared bamboo discs are woven by Zhu into hat bodies of 4 sizes, with diameters ranging from 40 to 60 centimeters.
剪3个，挑3个。
对，再来一次啊 ，once again。
Personally, because I have a very deep connection with China. I've been here for many years and every day you learn something new. Giving the chance to a person not just to take a picture or visit a place, but also to get inside and immerse themselves into the culture.
This
这个是大一点的吗？
对呀、
这个是一个还是有几个？
这个是
2
个圆。结了婚的就带黑色这个布，带黑色的。
黑色。
没结婚的有黄色，有粉红色。
I didn't know it takes such a careful process to make these kind of hats, but the story behind it is super interesting. So I think those places we're gonna visit, those videos we're gonna make are going to be also super interesting as well.
Around 200 years ago, a wooden cargo ship loaded with pottery containers capsized in the sea near Shajing during a typhoon. All the containers plunged into the sea in the aftermath of the shipwreck. Subsequently, people happened to salvage these lost items from the depths of the sea and were astonished to find them covered with oysters. This marked the beginning of oyster farming in the sea by the people in Shajing. Around 1983, oyster farmers in Shajing adopted a new technique to raise oysters on rafts. In this way, they could not only harvest plump oysters devoid of the scent of mud, but could also protect the oysters from dying due to mud encasement.
我们沙碱蚝呢，从养殖到上餐桌了，起码要经过3年的时间。第一年呢就是育苗的，第2年呢就是生长的，第3年呢才是育肥的。
In the 1990s, in response to the challenges posed by environmental and market changes, Shajing residents started to relocate oyster farms to alternative locations. Nowadays, most of the oyster farms in Shajing have been moved to Taishan County in Jiangmen City, Guangdong Province, where Qin Yaoming manages a 20,000-acre oyster farm.
我们以后的发展呢，肯定不是局限在我们沙碱的，我们可以就是在养殖这块的，哪里有条件的，我们可以去到哪里。
Oyster farms in Taishan are concentrated near the estuary of the Pearl River, where fresh and saltwater converge. Oysters raised in this region are renowned for their robust size and delicate texture.
年天气最冷的时候呢，这个蚝呢就是最肥美的时候，也是我们丰收的时候。
The annual Oyster Festival, held at the end of each year, is a traditional event celebrated by locals in Shajing, Baoan District, and throughout Shenzhen. During this time, citizens flock to the Shajing Ancient Market to savor traditional delicacies such as pan-fried oyster cakes, fried oysters, oyster porridge, grilled oysters, among others.
看一下啊，烤生蚝25块钱3个啊。
Throughout the extensive history of oyster farming in Shajing, a comprehensive, meticulous, and scientifically grounded methodology has been developed. In Shajing, there is a cultural museum with over 1,000 oyster-related exhibits on display. In 2022, the traditional oyster farming in Shajing was included as a provincial intangible cultural heritage in Guangdong Province.
What is this machine?
This is a sealing machine for oyster cans.
Chen Yaoming, an experienced oyster farmer in Shajing, is pursuing a career in raising, selling, and reprocessing oysters and in operating a local oyster restaurant.
I think he's a famous guy around this area. So he was very nice opening the doors of his restaurant, and he allowed us to go to the kitchen to cook by ourselves. That's something super interesting I haven't done before actually. I'm not much of a cooking person.
炒10分钟以后呢，再放调味料下去。对，可以了。我们沙井人世世代代的养蚝的，也创造了各种各样吃蚝的方法。
辛苦，请慢用。
好，谢谢，谢谢。
The plump and milky white Shajing oyster, which is known for its texture and purity, has become a delicacy coveted by gourmets. Regardless of the culinary technique applied, the oyster remains a palatable delight. Processed products such as dried oyster sauce also enjoy widespread popularity.
Today was my very first time actually trying this delicious dish. I saw the different sauces and the ingredients they put on it, like some garlic, which is one of my favorite ingredients. Even though it was a little bit spicy, it was very delicious because of the taste and the smell of the garlic. I enjoyed that a lot.
蚝呢，它对我们人类啊是一种很好的食材。沙井蚝从历史的记载，差不多有1000多年，它还保留下来，所以我感觉呢，这个行业有人类的一天都不会磨灭。
This is a dish coming from Shenzhen. A good way to promote it is actually making this kind of media to let more people interested about it. Something that is really linked to the Chinese culture, especially ancient culture, is the Kung Fu.
做師爺，李噴山，話林拜螳螂拳咧有好多套路嘅，你睇到。
Born and raised in Shajing, Baoan district, Xian Renzhong started learning martial arts at the age of 6. He has become a master of the Hualan Mantis Fist, a legacy of his family, and has also honed his skills in various other martial arts disciplines, including knife fighting, spear techniques, swordsmanship, and cudgel combat.
I guess maybe 50, 52, 55, especially because he's very strong.
三條線，辣椒，拇指要扣埋，窩強二卷餅90度角，手踭。
I have the chance to be in contact with several parts of the Chinese culture, but never with a martial art like Kung Fu.
哇！你個關節好好啊！你天生學螳螂用嘅材料啊！你知唔知李小龍啊？佢都學過螳螂拳。
I know this martial art is inspired of the moves of this little animal. So when he was making these moves and he was teaching me, I was actually understanding better how it works and how it's related to this little animal.
跟住我教咗佢咧，主要咧係螳螂嘅爪嘅用法，我哋爪背擊，同埋過手，同埋擒拿，同埋爭擊啊、上擊呢啲動作。
He was trying to teach me the right position in my hand, and he was bending like this and was like, ah! You need to have your back straight, so every part of your body needs to be well aligned, and the position should be an exact position to make the movements.
过它啊！跟住嗰啲手肘要沉下，手肘，这个手肘发力，手肘发力，丢，对。
Xian has taken advantage of his carpentry skills to create martial arts equipment. A decade ago, he obtained a national patent by inventing a movable punching post.
1、2、3、4、5。
Shifu, I'll teach you one sentence in English. I love Mantis Fist.
The Hualan Mantis Fist originated in the Lao Mountain in Qingdao, Shandong Province. Nowadays, Xian's family in Shenzhen is the only inheritor in the country that has mastered the entire set of Mantis Fist techniques. In May 2022, the Hualan Mantis Fist was designated as a provincial intangible cultural heritage of Guangdong Province. Xian's family from Shenzhen is the only inheritor in China that has fully mastered the techniques of this martial art. Xian, though in his 60s, dedicated himself to passing his family legacy on. He has designed a bodybuilding exercise program inspired by Mantis Fist, tailored for adolescents, and it has gained popularity among local schools.
I think it's super interesting to see how so many years of history are being used to develop these kind of arts, and even now used in competitions all around the world. Yeah, you definitely can feel that energy, that kind of very nice feelings that are very attached to the Chinese culture in these kind of fights, combats. Shifu that taught me today some of the moves, he's been doing this for his whole life. So definitely he's an expert on doing this.
Xian was also engaged in the filming of martial arts movies and TV dramas during his early years. He was delighted to meet Raphael and spoke highly of the Venezuelan's performance.
佢嘅接受能力好強嘅，其實係練武係好有天分嘅。
I feel too weak or I don't have enough strength to do that, especially because it requires a lot of strength on your legs. It requires a lot of strength, a lot of concentration. Probably I might need some more time for practicing to achieve an acceptable level.
Through this experience, Rafa realized that, for the preservation of Mantis Fist, it is more vital to pass on its spirit rather than merely focusing on mastering its techniques.
I am also a content creator, So whenever people ask me about China, I love to share all what I know. And I think Kung Fu, martial arts, food, language, opera, this is all part of what China is. And in the future, I would love to share more of this. Change the color.
它几种颜色的？
可以吗？
You don't use the arm to move it. You move like this. It's not.
In the final episode of Shifu, Raphael and the Shenzhen Daily filming team visited Yantian district to learn how to make fish lanterns and perform the fish lantern dance from masters Wu Tianyang and Wu Guowei, who are residents of Shanlangxia village in the Shitujio area of Yantian. On June 7, 2008, the Sha Tujiao Fish Lantern Dance was approved to be included in the National Intangible Cultural Heritage List.
How 烧完一点，它烧完一点呢，它不会变形的，它不会断的嘛。不手牵住这里，敲一敲，要先把它这个敲搞好先了，不搞好你很难做的。把它切好了，切好以后。 摆好以后，你就。
I've seen this lantern festival where they light up all these lanterns in all around China. But today we learned something new, which is something using the fish. We learned from the beginning with Shifu teaching me how to do that. It's also quite tricky because it might seem simple, but it has its own technique. He was teaching me some of the moves for the dance. 可以吧？
The Shitujio fish lantern dance dated back to the late Ming Dynasty and early Qing Dynasty, making it a unique folk dance from Shanlangxia village in Shitujio. It is popular in both Yantian's Shitujio area and in the new territories of Hong Kong, and has become an essential performance for marking festivals, worshipping gods and ancestors, and celebrating bountiful harvests. With a history of over 300 years, the craft of lantern making and the dance performance has been passed down to this day. Traditionally, the dance is performed by a group of male dancers holding fish lanterns. These lanterns emit colorful light, allowing the audience to immerse themselves in the enchanting picture of fish swimming in the sea. As the dancers move, they need to bend down and move forward with a bow stance to weave a captivating narrative with the fish lanterns.
Yes.
主要教了一些基本的动作，包括最基本的基本功就是马步，他马步还算不错了，因为外国人很少用马步去训练一些舞蹈啊，还有一些动作，包括我们鱼灯舞的亲嘴啊，然后跳跃啊。今天挖法学这个鱼灯舞啊，第一次接触鱼灯舞的人比较少会学得这么生动的。我们一般起码都要几个月才基本功才会学得好。如果他想继续学鱼灯舞啊，随时欢迎过来我们鱼灯舞活动中心这边跟我们一起学，让我们鱼灯舞发扬光大。
So I think, and I told the teacher maybe in the future I will join performance first to see how it is like, because he was telling me that you need more people, even 15 people in one stage. That would be really beautiful to see. But this is the very first time I do something with a fish at night with the light. I think it's very beautiful.
And the cool thing is we are near the seaside, which is actually near the villages or the places where these dances are originally from. These kind of rituals are something that are part of the identity of Shenzhen, and being part of this also makes me feel part of the city.
The Shitujio fish lantern dance is an exceptional form of square dance that embodies the essence of Lingnan culture, distinguishing it from other fish lantern dances in China. Rooted in ancient traditions, this dance holds immense value as a gateway to the exploration of China's Lingnan culture and marine heritage. It also plays a significant role in research on Chinese aesthetics, folklore, and religious rituals.
On the first filming day of Shifu, a documentary series produced by Shenzhen Daily about Shenzhen's local intangible cultural heritage, Raphael visited Liangmo village in Gongkeng, where he got up close and personal with the technique of making Hakka bamboo hats. Want to know what he took away from the shooting? Our camera will take you behind the scenes of Shifu.
話諗翻同學人咧有好多套路嘅，我一陣教你睇到。
Can find some similarities, something like the moves of the mantis, of this little insect.
年轻的时候呢，在海上呢漂泊，1个星期10天8天都在海上的，没有上岸的。我们作为一个年轻人，就是困在一个小船这里，是很难熬的，而且来说经常也遇到暴风雨啊这种。 身体呢，经常被那个蚝壳啊划破，受伤流血。
今天挖法学这个鱼灯舞啊，第一次接触这个鱼灯舞的人啊，比较少会学得这么生动的。 如果他想继续学鱼灯舞啊，随时欢迎过来我们鱼灯舞活动中心这边，还有训练场这边，跟我们一起学。
I try my best and I enjoy it a lot. So this is the very first time I do something with a fish at night with the light. I think it's very beautiful. My name is Rafael, I am from Venezuela and I've been here in Shenzhen already for more than 8 years. I am a content creator. Actually, I came here 3 years ago. It's wonderful, it has a very special magic because it's very different from what we used to see in Shenzhen. You can find local food here, you can find a lot of traditions, a lot of actually villagers who grew up and live here.
On the first filming day of Shifu, a documentary series produced by Shenzhen Daily about Shenzhen's local intangible cultural heritage, Raphael visited Liangmo village in Gongking, where he got up close and personal with the technique of making Hakka bamboo hats. Want to know what he took away from the shooting? Our camera will take you behind the scenes of Shifu.
I had the privilege to work before with the Shenzhen Daily team. First, because all the team is super friendly and we always have a great time. And second, because we always go to very interesting places. Like usually as a regular citizen, you would not go. So if you tell me we're gonna make 10 videos, I'll say, let's do it, because I know it will be super interesting. And I think these kind of projects are awesome because it will reflect this cultural heritage that Shenzhen actually has, but people don't know. It gives me a lot of opportunities to learn more about local culture and illustrate in a better way what the Chinese culture is for my own videos. I know Chinese culture is so extensive and you have a lot of different regions and people, languages, food. So when I have the chance to go to these kind of places and learn something and even making videos using these elements of the Chinese culture, I'm always super excited. So I can't wait to go there and learn something new about this hat. First, I didn't know it takes such a careful process to make this kind of hat, right? I was asking the Shifu, told me to take like a day and a half to finish just one hat, but behind that there's a whole process of exposing this material to the sun, and there are some tasks that are designed for men, others for women. So I think it's quite specialized, all the different steps. So I think it's magical, all the process behind it. You never know, right? That you just grab it, you see it in a store, you just see people wearing that, but the story behind it is super interesting. So I'm glad I have the chance to have access to this kind of process.
它是第4节出应该已经很不错了，特别是这个咬面这个，他一学就学会了，要有耐心，坐得住。 还有是听话，我教你怎么做你就怎么做，他已经做到了。
I can't wait for the next visit and the next video. I know it's all related to intangible culture, so I think those places we're going to visit, those videos we're going to make are going to be also super interesting as well. Something that is really linked to the Chinese culture is the Kung Fu. People like Jet Li, the movie Kung Fu Panda, and you can see how it is like.
歡迎你去到華南螳螂長城中心，我介紹下我哋華南派功夫嘅歷史。華南派螳螂拳咧有好多套路嘅，我一陣教你睇到。
You can find some similarities, something like the moves of the mantis, of this little insect. He was trying to teach me the right position in my hand, and he was bending like this, and I was like, ah! He has a lot of strength on his movements, but it's something natural, and I think it's the consequence of the practicing of the Kung Fu. The same with the position with your hands, the fingers, the way you bend your hands, your shoulders. You need to have your back straight, so every part of your body needs to be well aligned, and the position should be an exact position to make the movements. So that requires a practice, a lot of practice. It's a position that needs a lot of strength on your legs. You need to stand for a long time doing some positions.
Much later.
我哋今日呢個外國朋友咧，佢嘅隻手能力好強嘅。跟住我教咗佢咧，主要咧係螳螂嘅爪嘅用法，我哋爪背擊，同埋過手，同埋擒拿，同埋爭擊啊、上擊呢啲動作，其實係練武係好有天分嘅。
Kung Fu, martial arts, food, language, this is all part of what China is. So this is something I would like also to include in the content I will produce in the future. Now I can tell what actually it feels like, how difficult it is, because maybe people think, oh, it's too easy, but it is not.
好嘞，哎呀呀！
Shenzhen's Shajing area is the first place in the world to raise oysters artificially. The Shifu documentary crew followed Chen Yaoming to his oyster farm on the sea.
沙井壕从历史的记载，从宋代到现在，差不多有1000多年。我们家族人，我们是已经做了几代人了，到我现在呢是第5代了。我们沙井壕呢就晋江牡蛎。 为什么出名呢？其实是来源于我们的地理的优势。珠江的出海口呢是咸淡水的交汇处，它衍生出来的微生物呢是很充裕的，所以我们沙井蚝呢就比较肥美，有100多种的做法。50、60年代，我们可以用1斤的生蚝。 跟农民换100斤的大米。年轻的时候呢，在海上呢漂泊，1个星期10天8天都在海上的，没有上岸的。我们作为一个年轻人，就是困在一个小船这里，是很难熬的。而且来说，经常也遇到暴风雨啊，这种身体呢经常被那个蚝壳啊划破，受伤流血。 这边蚝场呢，就是我们建设的，这边有接近2万多亩的海域。沙井蚝呢，从养殖到上餐桌呢，起码要经过3年的时间。第1年呢，就是育苗的；第2年呢，就是生长的； 第3年呢才是育肥的。每年中秋节以后到清明节呢，就是蚝最肥美的时间段，这个时候呢吃蚝是最好的。
你不要细品，你就直接吃就行了。细品，细品一般的品。直接吞下去，有点甜。好吃吗？不腥吗？咸咸的鲜的吗？好咸。
The Shajing oyster is a specialty of Shenzhen, renowned both domestically and internationally, and is also a unique memory of Shenzhen, a coastal metropolis. Venezuelan content creator, Rafael Antonio Saavedra Molina went to Shajing, Bowen district to learn how to cook gourmet dishes with oysters.
I saw the process of cooking a couple of the dishes we tried today. I saw the different sauces and the ingredients they put on it. Like one of the oysters is like a barbecue process to make it. They add some garlic.
Hôm nay呢，我就拿了6道好菜，给你体验一下，尝试一下。
I haven't tasted before today. Today was my very first time actually trying this delicious dish. I think because this is a dish coming from Shenzhen, a good way to promote it is actually making this kind of media to let more people interested about it.
The Shitugio fish lantern dance is a unique folk dance, popular in the Shitugio area in Shenzhen's Yantian district and in the New Territories of Hong Kong. It is a must performance for fishermen during festivals and ancestral worship ceremonies. The props used in the dance are exquisitely crafted. They are first made into the shapes of fish using bamboo strips, then covered with paper and colored before being coated with tung oil. The lanterns are illuminated from the inside by candles, although modern versions often use electric lights instead. When lit up, they display a stunning variety of over 20 different fish designs, including red carps, green carps, black carps, and others. This time, Venezuelan content creator Rafael Saavedra and the camera crew of the Chinese-English documentary series Shifu went to Yantian district, where Rafael learned how to make fish lanterns and perform the fish lantern dance.
打2遍了，你小心那个手，把它打一个开，用那个胶水把它漆好了。
I've seen this lantern festival where they light up all these lanterns in all around China. But today we learned something new, which is something using the fish. We learned from the beginning with Shifu teaching me how to do that. It's also quite tricky because it might seem simple, but it has its own technique.
你把它干好了，是不是像你啊？
And then he was teaching me some of the moves for the dance.
那个脚步，是吧？
I'll teach you the basic stand first. 主要教了一些基本的动作，包括最基本的基本功就是马步。他马步还算不错了，因为外国人很少用马步去训练一些舞蹈啊这方面的东西，还有一些包括我们鱼灯舞的亲嘴啊，然后跳跃啊。今天瓦法学这个鱼灯舞啊，第一次接触这个鱼灯舞的人啊，比较少会学得这么生动的。 我们一般起码都要几个月才基本功才会学得好。如果他想继续学鱼灯舞啊，随时欢迎过来我们鱼灯舞活动中心这边，还有训练场这边，跟我们一起学。
Also, the teacher was super nice, telling me all the moves in detail, how to do it. Very patient, because I think sometimes I'm not that good student, but I try my best and I enjoy it a lot. So I think, and I told the teacher maybe in the future I will join performance first to see how it is like, because he was telling me that you need more people, even 15 people in one stage. That will be really beautiful to see. This is the very first time I do something with a fish at night with the light. I think it's very beautiful.
And the cool thing is we are near the seaside, which is actually near the villages or the places where these dances are originally from. And these kind of rituals are something that are part of the identity of Shenzhen. And being part of this also makes me feel part of the city.